How's it going, you guys? Megatrooper19 here, and today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. We're gonna be doing a review of wrestling pay-per-views, and there was a wrestling pay-per-view last night. It was SummerSlam. Now, I'm a big wrestling fan. If you can't tell from my videos, I'm always talking about wrestling and stuff of that sort. So this is just something that I wanted to do. It just sort of popped into my head, and if it's not very if this first one's not very great, then I apologize, because this is, like I said, it's just a very spur of the moment. I'm probably just going to use a single image. Maybe later I will come up with like these nice title cards and things of that sort, but I probably won't, because I'm kind of lazy. But anyway, I just want to talk about the pay-per-view, do a review. I'll talk about the matches and just anything that sort of stood out. So yeah, let's get right in it. I was really looking forward to this pay-per-view because it was headlined by the Brock Lesnar for CM Punk, the Best versus the Beast, and I'm a big CM Punk fan, so I knew that this was going to be a good match, and to pair it with the Daniel Bryan versus John Cena, and just the way that they were building it up with Daniel Bryan just doing an amazing job of winning the crowd over. It's really not that, I guess, hard to win the crowd over against John Cena, but he just did a really good job building up to the match. John Cena, I guess he helped too, but I think Daniel Bryan did a better job of it. But those were the two headline matches. But we'll get to those. We're gonna start from the beginning, which was the pre-show ordeal thing that I missed quite a bit of because I was busy doing stuff, and I've completely spaced off the starting point of it. But really, all that I missed wasn't really anything. It was just the pre-show panel, which had Josh Matthews, Booker T, Vicky Guerrero, and Shawn Michaels, who was sporting an amazing beard. I was looking on with absolute envy because I can hardly grow a beard. I've been trying for a while now, and his beard was ridiculous. It was like a well-groomed mountain man beard, if such a thing even exists. So that was really all that kind of went along with that. It was just them talking about the matches and giving a preview and that whole shtick. So the pre-show match, which was Dean Ambrose versus Rob Van Dam for the United States title, I like the Shield. I think they're very, very good. I think they're very young, and they have a lot of potential. And I was kind of weary going this because for some reason, I just don't really, I don't know. I just kind of thought maybe this deserved to be like more of an important match, I guess, because it seems like they've really taken the Shield and just sort of pushed them off to the side, and they're really not getting the attention I think they deserve. And they have really good matches, just, well, it just, I don't even really know how to describe it. They're not getting what I think they deserve, and it's just, it's very unfortunate. But as far as the match goes, it was just standard back and forth. Rob Van Dam getting the better of it towards the end, and then Rollins and Reigns came out to try and help Ambrose, and then the Big Show and Mark Henry came out to back up Rob Van Dam, and the match sort of continued just at a normal pace. And then Roman Reigns jumped in and speared Rob Van Dam to get the disqualification, while the Big Show and Mark Henry just sort of stood there and didn't really do anything, which kind of left me scratching my head because I thought that they would do something, but the Shield sort of just fleed after that, and that was really it. That was all. I kind of thought they would set up a 6-man tag, maybe a Big Show and Mark Henry versus Rollins and Reigns for the tag titles, but no, that was it. That's all that happened. So that was the pre-show, and then we got to watch the people set up for the opening match, which was the Inferno match, which, oh my goodness, I probably shouldn't just jump right into that. There was like an opening segment with the Miz, who for whatever reason was hosting. I don't know. I guess it was probably just to get him actually on the show, because they didn't really want to line up a match for him. But I mean, I'm not complaining. I'm not a big Miz fan, so. But we did get to see Fandango, or I can't really pronounce his name properly. It's too early in the morning, and I just got done working, so I'm kind of not completely in it. But along with Fandango, we got to see Summer Rae, and yeah, that's really all I need to say. She is stunning, to say the least, and I enjoy seeing her whenever. Let's just move on from there. But that was really it from the beginning. So they got into the opening match, which, as I mentioned earlier, was the Inferno match between Bray Wyatt and Kane. Now I've been behind the Wyatt family ever since they showed up on Raw. I'm not even gonna lie and say that I was behind them back when they were in NXT, because I didn't really know who they were. I heard about them, but I didn't know much. But I liked them from the minute they stepped into the main roster, when they came out and they attacked Kane and sort of built up to this match. It was a couple months ago, I think. I can't even remember, but it was a match that was built up really good, but the match itself was just, it was bad, and it disappointed me, because it was the debut of Bray Wyatt, who I've watched his matches, and he can wrestle, and he can talk. Obviously, he's very, very skilled at talking, and he gets very into his character, and I really like the Wyatt family act. But yeah, this match, it sucked. I don't know really how it was. I shouldn't say it sucked. It was disappointing. That's a better word for it. I was looking forward to it, because, like I said, it was the debut match of Bray Wyatt, and it just sort of, it stunk. I got done watching the match, and it was just like, oh, that was yep. I guess I should say. What pretty much happened was they were in the Inferno match, which was the fire around the ring, and all the match really boiled down to was Bray Wyatt getting his ass kicked by Kane, which was probably the most disappointing part of it. He barely got in any offense at all, and it just looked extremely clunky, and like they were just not doing a good job of the actual wrestling. I don't know if the gimmick to the match had anything to do with it, or if they just weren't on it, but it just didn't look good. And in the end, Luke Harper and Eric Rowan ended up finding what did Michael Cole describe it as, an asbestos blanket. They took a blanket and threw it over the fire so that they could get into the ring, and then they tried beating down Kane, who actually fought back and was getting the better of them for quite a while, which is just even more embarrassing. But then it ended with the Wyatt family getting the better of him, and probably in only his third or fourth move that he did the entire match, ended up Bray Wyatt hit his finisher on Kane and got the pin. There was a Undertaker chant that was going on, which he didn't come out, but it was like it was almost like they set up the match to plan for him to be there, but then I was hearing all these rumors that he wasn't able to do it because he wasn't physically able to, because he's an old fucking ass man and can't be doing that shit anymore. So yeah, so he didn't show up, and Kane just got his ass kicked. Bray Wyatt did about 3 moves the entire match, and it just looked like shit. And to end the match after it, the Luke Harper and Eric Rowan, they hit Kane in the head with some stairs. The open part of it, so you could... It just sucked, and I was so disappointed because it was Bray Wyatt's debut match. It just was so not good. Anyway, I should probably stop talking about that before I... Anyway, so then we moved on to the Damien Sandow versus Cody Rhodes match, which I like the build up to this match too. They built up to it from the Money in the Bank when Damien Sandow sort of, he didn't really turn, he just kind of took advantage of a situation, ended up with the Money in the Bank, and that kind of led to this where they were sort of having their match. And well, first off, Cody Rhodes shaved his mustache off, which was, I don't know, they seem to want to make note of that, which I instantly noticed. Well, yeah, you're obviously going to notice something. But the match itself, it was alright. It was kind of a short TV length match, but Cody Rhodes ended up getting the win after he used the Crossroads. He also pulled out the Muscle Buster again, which is it was pretty cool. Some guy referred to it as a modified Perfect Plex, which is essentially the Muscle Buster. But anyway, whatever. So Cody Rhodes ended up getting the win. Yeah, that's really all there is to say about it. It was a short match, and it could have been a whole lot better. It was really, really disappointing that they didn't get more time to put on a better match. But it was good, so yeah. Then we had the World Heavyweight Championship between Alberto Del Rio and Christian, which I don't really watch SmackDown, so I don't know if there was really even any build to this, but it just sort of came up, and it was a pretty good match, actually. Alberto Del Rio looked, I don't know if somebody mugged him or something, but he had a really big black eye, about halfway, like not even halfway, it was right after the start of the match. He ended up getting hit in the face, and he got a really bad bloody nose that lasted the entire match, and he looked like he was getting his ass beat. And it was, yeah, like I said, it was a pretty good match, and Del Rio was working over Christian's shoulder, his shoulder that I guess he had surgery on and just was sort of returning from. So he ended up getting the win with the cross arm breaker. And after the match, Del Rio cut a promo, and I can't remember exactly what he said, but it seemed like a good time for Sandow to possibly come out and cash in his Money in the Bank, but he didn't. So it was kind of disappointing, and he just did his thing, and yeah, just a typical Del Rio match. But it seems like Christian's kind of getting towards the end of his thing. He even said after his match in an interview that he has a very tough decision to make, and it seems like he's teasing towards his possible retirement, which I wouldn't be surprised if it comes up anytime soon, because he's been at it for quite a while, and he doesn't really have I don't think he really has a whole lot more that he could do. that would really make much of a difference. He's kind of in the same position, I think, as Rob Van Dam is, where he doesn't really need any belts. He's just kind of there to act as a babyface and wrestle matches and stuff. So he doesn't need to win. He doesn't need to lose. Doesn't really matter. So yeah, there was that. And what happened after that? I'm trying to think. Oh yeah, Fandango and Summer Rae, the lovely Summer Rae, showed up. I think The Miz was interviewing somebody. I can't remember who it was off the top of my head. I'm sure it doesn't even really matter, but stuff happened. We got to see Summer Rae again, so that's always a plus. And after that, we got the Natalya and the Funkadactyls versus Brie Bella and Nikki and oh god, what's that other girl's name? Eva Marie. I don't watch Total Divas, so I don't really know them, and I always seem to turn the channel whenever they're on. So, which I probably shouldn't be, because it always seems like something good in a bad way seems to happen. Anyway, it was just standard Divas match with the Nikki Bella and Eva Marie helping out Brie whenever they could, and the Funkadactyls attacking them, and Natalya ended up getting the sharpshooter on Brie to get the win. And yeah, that was pretty much it. It was just sort of a standard Divas match. Like I said, sorry, I had a bad twitch in my eye, but during the match, I should bring this up because I don't really know. It doesn't seem like very many people caught it, but there was chants from the crowd, and I saw somebody on Twitter asking what it was that they were chanting, and he said that it sounded like they were chanting for Mabel, like the wrestler, the old, Big Daddy V and Viscera and that disgusting ass shit. But somebody else said it sounded like they were chanting for Tables and Sable, and I thought that because the Bellas were out there and they had that whole wardrobe malfunction, I thought they were saying we want nipple, but I don't think it didn't seem like anybody else was kind of on board with my idea of that, and it seemed perfectly logical given the situation who was out there. But it's probably just me, and I was laughing my ass off when I kind of started putting that together, that might be what they were chanting. That was probably the most I laughed all night. So yeah, that was about it. We got another Ryback being a bully segment, and yeah, that shit's kind of getting old, but it's still funny. I don't know why. I just like kind of seeing Ryback being a fucking idiot, and it was what it was. And then we had Brock Lesnar versus CM Punk, the best, or the Beast versus the Best. And it was actually made a no DQ match in the pre-show thing, I believe. I can't remember if it was during the pre-show or if it was right after it started, but Paul Heyman and CM Punk agreed to the terms of it, and it became a no DQ match, and holy shit. I can't even really describe how good this match was. It was phenomenal. I am a huge CM Punk fan, and it just was good. Amazing. I can't even really pick any highlights out of it because there were just so many, and it was so good. It was a very good CM Punk playing the resilient, smaller babyface against the bigger, tougher Brock Lesnar playing the semi-monster heel, and it was a really good a really good Brock Lesnar beating the crap out of CM Punk at the beginning, and then him showing his resiliency, and them just ending up going back and forth, and just back and forth, and it was so good. I cannot get over how good it was. Like, it was a satisfying match. If there's one match to watch off of this entire show, I would watch this one. It was amazing. And it was just at one point in the match, because this was like probably one of my favorite parts of it. Brock Lesnar ended up pulling out the Kimura lock, and he had CM Punk locked in it, and it looked like that was gonna be it because it was pretty far into the match. And Punk ended up countering it somehow, and he ended up putting a legitimate triangle lock on Brock Lesnar, and it was such a good back and forth, a bunch of near falls. It was good. Go and watch this match if you haven't seen it. It was phenomenal. And Brock Lesnar ended up winning. That was probably the only bad part about it, but it was still good because it sets up a potential rematch maybe down the road, maybe at the next pay-per-view. I don't know, but I want to see more of this because it was good. I was waiting for Brock Lesnar versus CM Punk. I wasn't sure how it was going to happen, and once it started rolling and the possibility of it started coming, I was just on board fully. I didn't think that it was going to be that good, but it was just, yeah, it was amazing. And yeah, that's really all I have to say about it. I cannot even say any more about it because I'll just keep on doubling back on myself and just repeating myself and sounding like a humongous CM Punk fanboy more than I probably already do. It was amazing. Awesome match. And then after that we got the mixed tag match between Dolph Ziggler and Caitlyn versus Big E and AJ. Now, I like everybody that's in this match. I probably like Caitlyn the least. I'm a big Dolph Ziggler fan. I like Big E, and I'm a huge AJ Lee fan. She is, oh my gosh, she is something else. Anyway, I'm trying to think about what I'm trying to say. The match itself, I honestly remember more about the Divas match than I do this match. It just seemed like it started and the next thing you know it was over. It was like a 7 or 8 minute match, but it just sort of seemed like it started, Big E and Dolph wrestled, and then AJ and Caitlyn, then Big E and Dolph started wrestling again, and then it ended up with Caitlyn out on the ground spearing AJ, and then Dolph hit the zigzag and won. It was such just a time eater match that you didn't even know how long it took. It just felt like it started and then it stopped. It wasn't bad, but it was just kind of like, I guess that's the match. And there was kind of an awkward moment at the end where Dolph and Caitlyn, they were going to they were holding hands. They were going to throw their arms up to, I guess, celebrate their victory. And Caitlyn just looked absolutely lost for whatever reason. Like, she had no idea what was going on. And I guess she kind of made up for it by shaking her stuff. So yeah, before I start sounding like more of a dog, we had another Miz and Fandango segment. I don't even remember if Summer Rae was in it. I think I got up to go to the bathroom after that match, and I kind of came back, and it was just ending, and it was like, it just was the Miz, or Fandango showing up and the Miz punching him in the face. That was really it. I don't even know if Summer Rae was there. I think she was. Maybe. I think I would remember that. She probably wasn't there. I don't know. Yeah, I doubt she was. So I don't know what they're doing with the whole Miz Fandango thing. And it's kind of, I don't know. I'm a Fandango fan. I think he is a hell of a wrestler. If he had a better gimmick, I think he would be a bigger star, but he's kind of being held back by being like the bumbling idiot dancer person who has a really hot dance partner, and he can wrestle really good but doesn't really get to. So it's unfortunate, but yeah, that was really all the things. It just seemed like another time filler to start building up to the main event, which was John Cena versus Daniel Bryan. And it was I'm a big Daniel Bryan fan, and I cannot stand John Cena in the ring. Outside the ring, he's probably a really nice guy, but in the ring, it's just bleh. I haven't liked him since I stopped watching wrestling because of him getting popular, and me watching his matches and just going, this guy can't wrestle. I shouldn't say he can't wrestle. He just isn't. I don't think he's good. I'll just throw that there. I don't think he's good. I think he was given every opportunity, and when you're given every opportunity, you're bound to strike gold once, and he did, over and over and over and over and over, and was put over so many other better wrestlers, people who could wrestle him with a blindfold, arm tied behind their back, and I don't know, one leg. Anyway, the match was really good. It was really, really good. The crowd was really behind Daniel Bryan, as expected. Yeah, it was a good match. Daniel Bryan was focusing on John Cena's elbow as much as he could, because he's got the injured elbow, which apparently he's supposed to be having surgery on soon, so he'll be out of action for a while, which kind of gives away the ending of the match. I don't really have a whole lot to say about this match, because it was good. It was a good match. It was good. But it ended with Daniel Bryan hitting a running, I can't remember I was reading about what somebody called the move they did, but it was essentially like a running knee just straight to the face, and it looked really, really cool. And it's a move that I would like to see him do more, because he needs like either a striking finisher or more of a grapple, instead of always having to rely on his yes lock submission, because it just kind of seems like he gets a little bit limited. And yeah, I don't know, that's just my opinion, but he ended up hitting that running knee, knocked John Cena pretty much senseless, and ended up getting the 3 count, and he won the title. And then shit happened. I saw it coming. I don't even want to act like I was surprised, but after the match, Triple H was the special guest referee. I didn't even bring that up, but he was special guest referee, was celebrating with Daniel Bryan, and it was this good moment, but you knew what was coming next. Randy Orton ended up coming out, and he teased cashing in his Money in the Bank, and Daniel Bryan was he was ready to fight him. And Orton kind of backed off. He started walking away. And then he turned around, and Triple H ended up pedigreeing Daniel Bryan. And Randy Orton ended up cashing in his Money in the Bank and winning the title. Like I said, I saw this coming, but I was really hoping it wasn't going to happen because it doesn't settle well, because it's just like, but I think they're going the right direction with it. They're giving Randy Orton something to do, and Daniel Bryan is just going to get even more. He's going to get even more of a good reaction, if that's even possible, than he was before, because people are gonna feel sorry for him that after all that time he finally won the title and then he got it taken away. He got screwed out of the title by Triple H. Go figure. But yeah, I don't really have much more to say about it. It was a good match. The John Cena Daniel Bryan part of it was good. I'll give John Cena credit. He can have a good match when he's wrestling a good wrestler. I'll give him that. I don't know how much of it's the better wrestler carrying him, but whatever. Anyways, before I piss off any more John Cena fans, I should probably just wrap this up. It was a good pay-per-view as far as the main events went. The undercard, it had promise, but it didn't feel like it delivered. It just wasn't. I still can't get over that Bray Wyatt Kane match. It was so disappointing that they built him up that long and they just shit on him for about 5 minutes until Luke Harper and Eric Rowan had to come in to save him. He looked bad, and they did a horrible job. They should have put him over as just better. They could have let him get in more offense, do something. He was on the floor most of the time, just begging to be saved, and it was pathetic. And I don't even want to trash on it being Bray Wyatt's fault. I'm sure it was just written up that way for him to look like shit and have to rely on Harper and Rowan to save him. And it was unfortunate because he can wrestle. I know that he can. I've watched his matches, like I said, and he can talk. He has the potential to be a star. It's just I don't know if WWE is going to handle him in the right way. Just like I don't think they're handling, oh my God, Fandango in the right way. Antonio Cesaro, God, just endless list of people, but that's kind of a discussion for another time. But like I said, it was good. The main events were. Undercard was, well, underwhelming. So that's really all I have to say about this. I will do one for the next pay-per-view. The next pay-per-view is Night of Champions. I believe it's in middle of September. End of September. I can't even remember. I don't know. But I'll do one for that. Maybe my cousin will come in and join me for that one. And maybe I'll try and do it quicker next time. This is getting up to 35 minutes, and that's kind of bad because I only wanted it to be about 20. But once I start talking about wrestling, I just can't stop. I love wrestling to death. So, anyways, thanks for sitting here and listening to me. I'll try and do a better job next time. I will try and cut it down and not go on so many rants and stuff of that sort. So, again, thanks for listening, guys, and I will see you later. Bye, guys.